What's up, guys? Daemonxel here, and we're going to talk about a new game that's going to be coming out. I don't know when. It's in currently right now, going into its fourth playtest. This is none other than Eve Frontier, aka Project Awakening. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this is the latest and greatest of the Eve line. Some people are calling it Eve 2.0. If you're familiar with Eve Online or even Eve Echoes, you will be familiar with the Eve universe. Now, this is somewhat of a new take on it. Now, there are some things that have the community kind of up in arms about it, and we're going to get into that. But the first thing to know that above anything else, this is a survival game. And what I mean by survival game is you will need to have fuel. You're going to be mining fuel and everything else. You're going to have fuel at all times, and it's going to be working off of actual physics within the game. Now, there's no real play footage or gameplay footage out there currently right now. I am going into the play test on the 27th, and unfortunately with the NDA, it says, we can't show any images, we can't show any video for it. However, and we cannot talk about it. Not even how we feel about the game. So, even if I like the game, I can't even make a video saying, hey, this is a great game, be excited for it. I can't talk about it. So, all we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the information that is publicly accessible out there. This is the trailer for it right now. So, it's great cinematics for the game. Again, it's going to be based, you're going to be in ship, there's going to be combat, there's going to be PvP, there's going to be all the stuff that you would find in Eve. However, it's going to be completely more so player driven. And what I mean by that, and this is the dirty word that everyone is getting up in arms about, this is the first game from CCP that is based off of blockchain technology. Now, there is, to my knowledge, no game out there that uses blockchain that has been successful. And I'm going to point out a few things that could go wrong with this. Obviously, right now, blockchain is, if you know, it's for cryptocurrencies, for NFTs, but it's also point-to-point access and encryption, right? Point-to-point encryption. And from what I gather, most of the points that they're using for the blockchain is not so much crypto mining or, earn to play or, play to earn, whatever they're calling it, right? To mine as you're playing, you're mining cryptocurrency. This is basically just to the point where everything that you make in this game will have a separate and unique ID that you will be able to trade this, you will be able to sell this, and be able to sell it outside of the game, and this is where some of the problems lie. Everything in this game is going to be available for real-life money. And when I say real-life money, also cryptocurrency as well. Okay, so first things first, if you want to be involved in this playtest, right, just go to the evefrontier.com website and hit enter the frontier, and then it's going to give you some options here. Now, I'm already, as you can see here, I already have access, right? I'm already scheduled to be in the phase 4 access of the game, but you can do this of certain different ways, right? Now, to gain access, you're going to want to share their trailer, right? You click the share the trailer, and you'll be able to send it up wherever you want, retweet, stuff like that. And then you can get, as you can see here, I already claimed this stuff. And this is also how you're going to get access, right? If you retweet their post, you're going to get 100 raffle tickets. If you like their video on YouTube, you're going to claim another 100 tickets. If you follow them, you're going to get 100 tickets. So right now, I have 400 raffle tickets, because you can get more by hitting connect. But this is also going to grant you Phase 4 access to join in the playtest, which is going to be, I think it's 10 days. It starts on September 27th, and it runs through till October 7th. So you would just get, once you do all that stuff, you hit claim access. As you see, I already claimed mine, so I'm in it, so it gives me a countdown as to when I can download the client and actually play the game. So in 10 days, it will go live. So, let's talk about some of the things in the game. So as you can see here, it states that it is a survival game. It's a simulation. and you're going to be in a dead, far-flung space, right? You're not exactly in the same area as EVE Online. You're in a decaying universe where the only way to survive is to basically mine these triple wormholes and everything else to secure the resources you need to progress. Let's scroll down here. Okay, so basically everything in this game is about decay, where it be from your ship, your lasers, everything decays over time. So a lot of stuff is getting destroyed. So even if you're like, say you're mining, right? Your mining lasers will decay over time. They'll expend heat, they will decay, you'll have to replace them. Everything is about decay. We scroll down some more. Okay, it says here the combat is physics driven. So basically, if you are flying, right, and say you have a micro warp drive going or anything else, well, you're not going to stop on a dime, right? It's going to take those specific physics into account as you are flying. This includes dodging incoming fire, and you don't have to worry about transversal or anything. This is going to take actual skill playing. So I don't know what it's going to be like playing, but they do say that the combat is going to be tactical. We're just doing an overview currently right now. Now, here's where the blockchain gets a little weird, right? It says here that eFrontier features a community-driven and dynamic economy sandbox, create custom currencies, establish markets, and trade assets, services, and reputation in a truly open and transparent environment. And that's done through these smart assemblies, which are going to be on the blockchain. And this is where I think it's going to be a little bit hairy come down the line. Since we are talking about blockchain, they released an FAQ today, right? Now, this is the tech on it. So, it's going to be on L2 blockchain. It's going to be designed to be permissionless and open software. So, basically, they are making the software for this game open source, along with the Carbon engine that they're going to be using for this game as well. They're going to leave that to open source as well. So, third-party devs can make changes. And everything you do in this game with these smart assemblies, you can design yourself. Now, this is going to be, it's utilizing the language of MUD and Redstone on that L2 blockchain. And what I mean by program is you can program these assemblies to do different things, right? You can make these things turn into markets, mine for you, give missions, everything that is in the game. Basically, you're making your own content for the game. Players can make their own content. Alliances can make their own content. Anyone can make their own content through these smart assemblies, through programming yourself. You're actually programming these things to do these things. Now, as a content creator, this actually gives a little bit more of the next level kind of plateau, because now, if I wanted, and I, for some reason, good with coding, and I'm not, but if I was able to do stuff, right, I could make these smart assemblies, do giveaways and stuff like that, to make a more interactive environment for my community. So let's talk about the blockchain, right? It says here the smart assemblies use MUD, a framework for building on-chain applications, MUD framework, and Redstone, a L2 blockchain designed for permissionless open software. It's combined with Carbon. We talked about that. That's open source. I'm going to get to the area where it was talking about currency. These are the smart assemblies. Everything you want to know is in this FAQ. So it's in evefrontier.com. Just go to the FAQ and it'll have all this information for you. I'm looking for here it is. Okay. So the real life money transfers, right? Everything's still in the same universe, just like EVE Online, just like EVE Echoes. So you're going to own all your items. All transactions between players are permitted. CCP games will not prohibit any transactions outside of and inside of the game. So you can make like a battleship, right? Say we're making ships. Now, with the open source and with these smart assemblies, you can make your own unique things, right? I don't know. Everything is still subject to change because, again, we are in, I'm not sure if it's a beta or an alpha. They're just calling it a playtest. It's the 4th playtest. So everything is subject to change. But currently right now, you'll be able to basically make your own things and you can sell them outside of the game, right? It says here, proving, let's see, ships, items, services, you can pay for their services such as bodyguarding, a player maintaining third-party development environments, their reputation. As a renowned player, my members pay me to lead their alliance into real-world value and the in-game economy. So basically, you can make your own currency for your alliance or whatever, which will be used in-game. Now, there is an in-game currency for everything in the game. It's called Lux, L-U-X. So it's not ISK. It's not AUR if you were from Eve Echo's side. It's called Lux. It's a new currency. But you can make your own currencies in the game to use, which will then be able to be traded on the outside as well. It's getting into a really weird kind of, I don't know how, I don't think it's going to be regulated. I don't know. But it's all going to be based off Ethereum, the ERC20 token standards. Now it says here the EVE token, a utility token that can be exchanged as a means of external value. The EVE token will exist in a test environment until it has undergone rigorous testing and meets our standards for game economy, design, usage, performance, security, transaction speed. Now, Lux, we just spoke to that, is the in-game transactions. Lux can be used for purchasing items from in-game markets, to acquire station services, used for trade between players, etc. These enable the ability to trade currency, therefore in-game value outside of EVE Frontier. The decentralization of secondary markets, the ability for players to create, exchange, and use their own currencies, for example, alliance-specific currency within the same utility, as a means to reward and support the builders of the program infrastructure. Now, what I want to know is, can you convert these alliance tokens into the the EVE token, right? Which will be apparently exchanged and speculated on the outside crypto markets. If that is the case, we all know what goes on in EVE, right? Piracy, backstabbing, everything else. Now, what happens if someone actually now in this game, gets into a position of power in that alliance, in that corporation? They're called tribes, and I forget what the other name for alliances is, but say they get in there, right? And they just empty out the entire wallet and everything out, steal everything. Well, now they can actually just sell that for real money on the outside market. So how is that going to be regulated? I'm not sure if that's going to fall under cyber crimes, if that's going to, it blows my mind how all this is going to go on. Now, obviously, you can play the game, not even have to worry about any of that garbage, right? You can just play the game, enjoy the game like an EVE thing, and play it the way it's intended as a survival game. Combat, PvE, mining, whatever you want to do, exploration. All that can be handled inside the game, and you don't even have to touch blockchain or cryptocurrencies or anything. But they are stating that it's basically the good ends of blockchain and not what we've seen in the past, where it's just basically, play to earn, and where they just, during each transaction, they skim a little bit off the top for transaction fees. Either way, I'm going to play it. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to cover this game. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to try the game regardless, because everything looks cool. The artwork looks amazing in the game. These are the ships that you can fly, right? It's a mining frigate, an enclave frigate. Now, I know you start in one of these ships, I don't know what, but the graphics, and at least the artwork, right? The artwork looks really, really cool. I don't know anything else about the game other than what they have published out there, and as I get more information, as they release more information, I'll cover it a bit more. And once I'm lifted off the NDA, obviously I'll put guides out. We'll delve into the game and see if it's even worth playing. But the one thing I love, what drew me to Eve Echoes, is that it is a fresh start in a fresh universe. So everyone is at that starting line again. You no longer have to worry about coming back in, and no blocks are already polarized where they are. It's making me excited to play the game. I love space and sci-fi games, and this one it looks beautiful. I'm a little leery of the blockchain aspect of it. I hope they go a little bit more into it, because again, like I said, that's my only worry right there, is about the ERC token, and if everything's converted over to EVE tokens, and if it is traded on a crypto exchange, then we're going to be seeing some crimes that are going to be crossing over into real life for theft and everything else. I'll be here for it. I'll be covering it. But other than that, I don't know what else to tell you guys. We got these are the smart assemblies, right? And as we talked about, you're going to design them, you're going to program them as well to do a myriad of different things, right? You're going to deploy the infrastructure, you're going to configure it and program it to do whatever it is that you're going to do. Now, I don't know if there's going to be, already pre-built scripts that you can pick from, or you got to program it from scratch. No idea how the programming is working. None idea. And then you're going to activate them. But yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it to see exactly what it is, see what the game's about, and we're going to cover it here on the channel. So I hope you guys found this game, informative. I hope it gets you a little bit curious, maybe a little bit excited to test out the waters of Eve Frontier when it does go live. Or, if you're going to go into the playtest, I'll see you in the playtest. I'll be in the playtest. Look me up. My name's going to be the same as it always is, Daemonxel. And until I talk to you guys again, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Fly safe. And remember, here on the channel, we are always one vision, one purpose, one front.